Here's the Heathkit Marauder. This radio or transmitter has problems in that there's a relay on the other side that will put this receiver in standby. And so what that means is the standby lead on this receiver or the standby enable has to be grounded for the receiver to work, and it's released for the receiver to mute. So sure enough, you can see that action right here. Here's the standby lead here. And if I unground it, the receiver mutes. If I ground it, it works. The problem here was this thing eats up a lot of current. You can see a spark sometimes, even when it touches something. Not there, a little bit. Yeah, see the spark? That's a lot of power. And that was arcing my relay. So the relay in this Heathkit was suffering from the sparking action of this going on and off and on and off. See the sparks, little sparks? So then I put in a PNP 6 amp switching transistor in here to mitigate that. So now the transistor does the heavy lifting of the current, and the relay simply commands the transistor. So here's that little circuit. This is a PNP, and it will only conduct when this is grounded. When this is not grounded, it won't conduct. About 30 volts in the receiver comes in on pin 4, goes through the PNP and grounds. That's what makes the receiver run. So in action then, this relay here inside the Marauder will only be closed on transmit. On receive, it's open. So if its receive is open, here we take 150 volts from the regulator, which is right here for the VFO. That 150 goes through a 100K and a 20K in a voltage divider, and it's scaled down to about 28 volts, 25 volts right there. We then bring that in through a 390 ohm resistor, and this will hold off the PNP from muting. So then when you transmit, this relay goes up. This goes from ground potential to about 30 volts or so, and this transistor is held off. This goes to high and it will mute. So that's how the circuit works. And in action, you can see it go. There's the receiver running. And turn on the transmitter. And then we're going to go to transmit, and on transmit, the receiver will mute. That's the action we want. It takes a minute for the tube to warm up that does the relay changeover for that relay. And then once I go to transmit here, to manual transmit, the receiver will quit. See that? So that's what you want. So yeah, that works now. So I didn't want to put more work in this thing at all because I have it for sale for I think $3.99 or something, or $2.99. I don't know. It's on eBay. So I didn't want to put more work into it. But since I sold the receiver that it was on top of, I sold the NC303 to a guy in Escondido, which he seems happy with it. So I still have the 300 here that I fixed up, and it's reasonable. So I thought if I'm going to keep this stuff for a while more until it sells, I want this thing to work right. And depending on how long it takes to sell it, it could be months. I figured I might as well get this thing the way I want it to use it for a little while. Anyway, that's my story. And I did put a power cord on it too, a grounded power cord, and a little fuse to fuse it, and that's that. Because when these were all running without grounding power cords, I could actually be shocked back here. with stray currents from the chassis. So I thought, well, at least they'll all ground through a power cord now. So this radio is grounded, that's grounded. I don't think this Dentron's grounded though, so I might have to put a power cord on that darn thing. I think the SB200's grounded. Anyway, I gotta get cracking and put some power cords on these. And that's about it. I think the Hammond work is done now for a bit. This thing here is coming along. It needs the phase lock loop fixed a bit more, but it receives and transmits now. So it's just about done, I think, with the really hard portions. I gotta figure out why there's current going through. And now, so then that leaves me to, why couldn't I measure the current? Because this meter I bought from eBay has a burned out 440 milliamp fuse. So I ordered some new fuses and those just came in today. So maybe now I can measure current and see how much current draw there is. So that's my little update. I should really be looking for a job more ardently and not screwing around with electronics. I gotta get to it. Anyway, it's time to put this thing back in the case and get some help to put it back up on the receiver and maybe use it a bit until it sells off. Okay, thanks a lot. Have a great day.